So this is how I remember ending up facing the wrong way in the Baltimore-Washington Parkway with Paul Lopez in 1969. Paul and I decided to take a little road trip. We were between our junior and senior years in high school, if I've got the date right. I think it was the summer of '69. And we headed over to Wheaton, Maryland. And the reason we were going to Wheaton, Maryland, which we had no idea where it was because they had the very last slot car racing track in Maryland, and a block away was a little tavern. So we figured, perfect day for a road trip. This would be a lot cooler story if we were like heading to Woodstock or something, but no, that's what we were doing. We took the B-W Parkway because I don't think 95 was open yet, and it certainly wasn't on my map. I had taken a map out of my grandfather's Oldsmobile. It was so old. It wasn't even an Esso road map. I think it said Standard Oil of New Jersey. So even if 95 was open, it wasn't on this map. And that's how we got to figure it out. We just had a map to figure out where Georgia Avenue and Wheaton was. So, and the Capitol Beltway was open. It was all back roads and stuff. So we're driving over. We're in the left lane. We're at top speed, floored, 58 miles an hour. I mean, we're just blasting down the road in the little 1965 or 66 B-W Paul had. Somehow, and I'm not sure how this happened, maybe Paul remembers, the left two wheels get off the road onto the grass. And there's no shoulder or anything. You just go on the grass. I remember Paul jerking the wheel, not jerking the wheel, but turning the wheel to get it back on, but there was enough of a lip that it shot us back the other way. Remember, this is a Volkswagen. It had like bicycle tires on it. So it pushed us out. All four wheels and tires are now on the grass. We're still flying down the road. And then Paul pulls the emergency brake as hard as he can. And right away, we immediately whipped sideways. So now we're going down the road 58 miles an hour, sideways. I'm looking out the front window. All the trees are going by. I look out the right window, and we're going down the median. And we seem to pick up speed, just like a baseball hit into an outfield onto wet grass. We're going faster, I think. And so finally, after a little while, seemed like a long while, we spin around completely reversed. Paul releases the emergency brake, and now we're just going backwards, but we're slowing down. So we slow down, and we finally come to a stop. Paul's still looking straight ahead. I'm still holding on to the grab bars. There are no seat belts, of course, in this day. I'm holding on. I look over to him, and I'm pointing to the emergency brake, and he says, "It was an emergency. I pulled the emergency brake." And how can you argue with that? Because it made sense at the time. So I got out, I took a picture of us, I got back in the car, and then we had to make a left turn with our 36 horsepower Volkswagen into the fast lane of B-W Parkway to continue on our path. And the rest is history. So that's how it happened. Paul, if you've got any updates or any corrections to that, I welcome it, because that was over 50 years ago, buddy.